Hello everyone, I'm back with my third video now. My first video I told you was about why I've started this blog. This blog is a tribute to Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who had died a couple of days before I started this channel. He has been my inspiration so far. I have followed his strategy always, of course not just his, but also from, let's say, Peter Lynch and other investment gurus. But by and large, my inspiration in India has been Jhunjhunwala, and so ये मेरा उनको एक ट्रिब्यूट है। मेरे सेकंड वीडियो में मैंने आपको बताया था कि इन्वेस्टिंग और ट्रेडिंग या स्पेकुलेशन में एक सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस होता है, और मैं सिर्फ इन्वेस्टिंग की बात करूंगा। इफ यू रिमेंबर करेक्टली, ट्रेडिंग इज बेसिकली गेसिंग कि स्टॉक ऊपर जाएगा या नहीं जाएगा, और उसके हिसाब से स्टॉक को खरीदना या बेचना। अगर आपको लगता है कि स्टॉक ऊपर जाएगा तो आप उसको जल्दी सुबह खरीदेंगे और उसको शाम को बेच देंगे, ताकि आपका जो भी डिफरेंशियल है उसका पैसा आपका बन जाए। If you feel it's going to go down, then you short that stock, and then you hope that the price falls, and then you can buy it back again towards the end of the day. But I do not deal in this. What I do is investing, and by investing I mean what I do is मैं एक stock खरीदता हूँ and I keep it with me for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or maybe even 10 years, and in those 10 years the stock is expected to rise by 8, 9 or 10 times, and that becomes a multi-bagger for me. दैट इज माई अप्रोच। मैं उसी को एड्रेस करूंगा, और उसको एड्रेस करने के लिए आज मैं आपको आई गिव यू द फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन, बिकॉज मैं आई कैन इमेजिन देयर वुड बी अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कि आप कैसे इन्वेस्ट करें, कब इन्वेस्ट करें, कितना इन्वेस्ट करें, किस स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट करें, एंड आई नो दीज आर ऑल वैलिड क्वेश्चंस। लेट्स एड्रेस देम वन बाय वन। सो लेट्स से सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन, कितना इन्वेस्ट करें? माई एक्सपीरियंस हैज बीन आप जितना इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं कन्वीनियंटली उतना इन्वेस्ट करें। अगर आपको लगता है कि अगर आपकी सैलरी 50,000 है and after all your expenses you are left with, let's say, 10,000 in hand at the end of the month, then start with investing 5,000 of that. So my thumb rule is invest not more than 20% of your income and not less than 2% of your income. 2% से नीचे बहुत कम हो जाएगा, but that's my motto. I invest slightly more than 20% of my income, but that's just my choice. I would not recommend that. Then invest in what? Invest in value stocks. Now, what do I mean by value stocks? Value stocks are stocks which are not adequately priced by the market. For example, let's say एक stock है जिसका earning per share annual जो होता है, that is 5 rupees, and the cost of the stock is 30 rupees. तो इससे आपको ये realize हो रहा है कि वो share जो है वो एक साल में 5 रुपए कमा रहा है, which means in the next 5 to 6 years it will end up recovering its 30 rupees per share price. Now that to me looks like a very good buy, because usually companies 5-6 साल में बंद नहीं होती हैं, कंपनी चलती हैं 10, 15, 20 साल, अच्छी कंपनी। So you have to find a good company, and if you stick with these companies with high earning per share, then you are investing in a value share. या फिर कोई एक शेयर है जो कि डिविडेंड देता है, let's say 5% of its share price. So and that is valued at 100 rupees today. तो अगर वो 5% दे रहा है तो I will earn 5 rupees of dividend in 1 year. In a way, if I keep getting that dividend for the next 20 years, that stock becomes free for me after 20 years. Now we can you might ask कि हो सकता है 20 साल बाद वो कंपनी रहेगी ना, तो उस केस में हम ऐसे स्टॉक्स ढूंढेंगे जिसमें वो कंपनीज हैव बीन अराउंड फॉर दैट लॉन्ग. फॉर एग्जांपल कंपनीज लाइक इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन or Oil India, or companies like NTPC, etc. Government-owned companies, typically high dividend paying and who have been around forever and are likely to be around forever. One more example that comes to me is Rural Electrification Corporation. Very high dividend paying company, but significantly undervalued. So these type of stocks are the ones which you can value based on their dividends. एक तीसरे टाइप की कैटेगरी ऑफ स्टॉक्स हो सकती है जो कि जिनकी बुक वैल्यू कम होती है, बट बुक वैल्यू ज़्यादा होती है, सॉरी, और जिनकी इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू जो है वो मार्केट में उस टाइम पे कम होती है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स से देयर इज अ स्टॉक whose book value is 80 rupees, but the stock is valued in the market currently at 20 rupees. Now book value is basically the collective value of all the assets owned by the company. मैं आपको एग्जांपल के थ्रू बताता हूँ. मान लीजिए कि कोई एक कंपनी है और उसके पास लैंड है वर्थ 1000 crores. So the book value of that company is 1,000 crores. अब हम कंपेयर करते हैं और मान लीजिए उस कंपनी के 1,000 शेयर्स हैं मार्केट में, तो उसकी बुक वैल्यू पर शेयर हो गई है 1 करोड़ और उस शेयर का प्राइस जो है मान लीजिए 50 लाख है. तो यू कैन डायरेक्टली सी that you are getting a share worth 1 crore at half the price. So this is just an example, but you can trace all these metrics that I've just mentioned, like book value, like earning per share, like dividend percentage, etc., through common websites, which I'm going to tell you, which are also there in the description of the video below. Please follow those websites. In one of my subsequent videos, I'll also explain and tell you where exactly you can find this information for each and every stock. But by and large, based on these parameters and a few other parameters, you value a stock and then you see whether the stock is undervalued or overvalued compared to the market price that it is trading at today. That becomes your value of the stock, and based on that you can decide to invest or not to invest in the stock. So that's value investing for you. Now let's come to another question. Which stocks should I invest in? Because we have covered how much to invest, we have covered when to invest. You can invest anytime, I said. Start as early as possible. In my case, I had started when I was 27, which was already a bit late. In my view, people should start investing as soon as they start earning. So typically 21, 22, maybe even 20 years. That's when you should start, because that improves your learning curve. आप 5-6 साल में इतना कुछ सीख जाते हैं that you can thereafter invest in good stocks. You can find value stocks independently. You don't have to depend on people like me or anyone else, or you don't have to read books. You can do it yourself after 5-6 years of intensive learning. So that's why start early. Start maybe small. Don't invest a lot of amount immediately because you're still learning. कहते हैं ना कि हमेशा invest, आप ऐसा कोई भी रिस्की काम अगर आप करते हैं तो start small. Don't start big. Big bang leads to disaster if the direction is wrong. So start small, start early, and then invest to the best of your capabilities and capacities. Don't stretch yourself. ऐसा ना करें कि आपकी income जितनी है उसका आधा आपने invest कर दिया. You might end up in a big soup then. So that's my summary. But coming to the last question, investing in which stocks? इसके लिए I will come out with a series of videos going forward, जिसमें मैं एक एक करके आपको अपने पोर्टफोलियो के सारे स्टॉक्स दिखाऊंगा और मैं आपको ये बताऊंगा कि मैंने उनमें क्यों इन्वेस्ट किया, क्योंकि हर स्टॉक के पीछे एक कहानी है. I will show you how much return I've made on that stock, and I'll tell you the story behind that stock. आज मैं आपको 2 या 3 स्टॉक्स बताता हूँ जिनमें मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया हुआ है and which in my view are good value stocks. आप घर जाके अपने आप independently you try to evaluate them and you see whether I'm right or not. So my stocks would be, first one is Yes Bank, the second one would be Edelweiss, and the third one would be PNB. एक चीज जो आपने नोटिस करी होगी, they are all financial sector stocks. There's a reason why I'm starting with financial sector stocks. The reason is financial sector right now is very much beaten down. Many stocks in banking, public banking, private banking are completely beaten down because आपने बहुत सारे घोटालों का अभी सुना होगा recently news में. उन सब घोटालों के कारण this is a completely beaten down sector. Everyone is exiting them, and you should enter a stock when everyone wants to exit it if it's a value stock. अगर कोई खराब स्टॉक है उसमें सारी दुनिया छोड़ के भाग रही है तो don't enter it. Enter it if you think it's a value stock. मुझे लगता है Yes Bank, although it's very well beaten down, but it's a very good stock because it has the support of SBI now. SBI is its biggest stakeholder, so I don't think it can ever fail. At the same time, Yes Bank जो है, it is very much undervalued compared to its book value, compared to its earning per share, compared to all other parameters that I've just mentioned. अभी थोड़े दिन पहले न्यूज़ आई थी that Yes Bank में 2 foreign institutional investors ने stake acquire कर लिया है और there has been an agreement, and that in a way is reflecting that they also see the inherent value in Yes Bank. आप मान के देखिए उनके पास you are a small time investor, but उनके पास बहुत सारे analyst की टीम बैठी रहती है who analyze every stock in very much detail. तो अगर उन लोगों को ये लग रहा है कि there's value in Yes Bank, तो you can imagine there's definitely value. मैनेजमेंट आज नहीं, मैनेजमेंट 3 साल पहले खरीदना शुरू किया था because I was pretty sure it is a bank which will not be allowed to fail because a lot of households will be impacted. So I was sure that although the price was falling, it will come back up. So that's my first pick. The second one is Edelweiss. Edelweiss is managed by a very capable management. The stock is very much beaten down right now. लेकिन उन्होंने अभी अभी थोड़े दिन पहले अपना एक बिजनेस हाइव ऑफ किया है जिसमें वो लोग अच्छा नहीं कर रहे थे. The other businesses are doing very well. They have shown consistent improvement in earnings per share over the last few quarters and years. उनको थोड़ा सा नुकसान हुआ था. They had made a loss a couple of years ago, but now they are back in profit. And their all-time high is I think 6 or 7 times their current price. So I expect it to reach back those heights because it's a good stock. It's managed by good people. Management जो है वो Edelweiss के साथ कई सालों से है, more than 15 years. So that also demonstrates their commitment to the company and their commitment to bring it forward in the market. And last is PNB. PNB आपने सुना होगा सबसे ज़्यादा नीरव मोदी घोटाले के केस में. Now Nirav Modi committed a fraud, and that fraud, the biggest impacted entity of that fraud was PNB. Now PNB has already written off all the loans, or most of the loans that were made out to Nirav Modi, and as a result, its balance sheet is now completely clean. It does not have any toxic assets on its balance sheets, which means the stock is now you can basically look at its book value as very close to its real value. And when I say that, what I mean is अभी इस stock की book value उसके trading price से काफी ज़्यादा है. So it is going to definitely cross its book value. Now I gave you some hints of why I have bought these stocks, but I would want you to evaluate each of those stocks. Look at their book value, look at their competition, look at their earnings per share, look at their performance in the last few years, look at their management. इन सब चीज़ों के basis पे आप खुद अपना assessment कीजिए. Once you have done that assessment, then please add your comments under this video and tell me whether you agree with it or not, and I'll be happy to respond back. इसके बाद in the next section I will take you through maybe 1 or 2 more stocks which are part of my portfolio, और मैं आपको ये भी बताऊंगा कि मैंने वो क्यों खरीदे हैं, and then you can decide to either buy or not to buy those stocks. So let's stop here today and see you next time. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to like this video and comment on this video if you like it. Thank you.